Well, boy howdy, this was only a matter of time. Ever since EA decided to leave horses out of the Sims 4 Pet Pack, Cats and Dogs, and the Cottage Living Farm Life Pack, myself and countless others theorized horses would be sold on their own. And here it is, Horse Ranch. The 14th Sims 4 expansion, and the final full expansion for this 9-year-old game. Okay, probably not, but I can dream. Anyway, the Horse Pack is yet another example of them taking a feature that was previously part of a larger pack and yanking it out to sell as a separate slice of $40 content. I mean, it also adds miniature goats and sheep, though this provides me miniature levels of enthusiasm, so whoop-de-doo. But I'm already here, so let me brew a dump truck load of coffee and feign interest for the next few minutes. Okay, so the Horsey Ranchero Pack sets off with the new equine-optimized world of Chestnut Ridge, a southwestern US-themed little town packing 3 neighborhoods with 3 to 5 lots each. Riders Glen, Galloping Gulch, and New Appaloosa. And despite this reminding me of the Sims 3 Pets world of Appaloosa Plains from halcyon days when Pets Packs had all the animals at once, I still seriously like this map. It's one of the nicest, most appealing worlds in the game to date. The Ridge of Chestnuts here goes hard with gorgeous environments and set dressing that's darn pleasant to look at, while also being largely devoid of interactivity as usual, other than a neat text adventure cave, a welcome little surprise indeed. But yeah, it's a shallow yet very pretty landscape, putting one in the mood for some horsing around with its copious open fields and well-worn riding trails. And you can't hit the trail without appropriate attire, and cast mode is full of the expected hairstyles and apparel befitting such an expansion, including several sweet stashes, beards, big hats, handkerchiefs, leather, and denim. Oh, so much denim, this may as well be the Canadian Tuxedo Pack, and I'm all for it. There are also 2 new aspirations and traits suited to ranchy horsecraft, the former 2 being Championship Rider and Expert Nectar Maker, and the latter being Rancher and Horse Lover, guiding forces aiding in the new skills of riding and nectar making. But this time, humanoid Sims aren't the only ones with fresh traits and skills. We've also got the main event, horses, which can be created and customized alongside other family members. A good 35 different horse breeds are available from the starting line, and just as with the Cats and Dogs pack, breeds can be mixed and genetically randomized to create all new crossbred concoctions with amusing results. More my style, though, is the excellent paint editor, which I always wanted to see more use of in the game, and here we are. As with felines and canines, our long-faced friends can be painted up and slathered in completely custom designs of your own creation. Patterns, decals, freehand nonsense, it's all on the table, allowing each horse to be entirely unique for better and worse. Naturally, they can also be equipped with bridles, halters, blankets, wraps, Western and English saddles, and so on. Nothing too ridiculous. I'd welcome some taco suits and grilled cheese heads, to be honest. Although unicorns are a thing, returning from their Sims 3 Pets Pack introduction. But here, they're simple cosmetic add-ons placed on their head like a party hat, not a wild magical arsonist creature like they were before. I mean, they still set off sparks at least, but that's less fire magic and more of an electrical problem. Horses also have up to 3 traits by default. Things like friendly, aggressive, mellow, needy, fearful, and such, affecting overall disposition. As for acquiring a horse, unless you create one, then you gotta buy one, since wild wandering horses are no longer a thing. Just hop in your pickup truck with the horse trailer attached and go, wait, nope, still can't use vehicles in The Sims 4. Instead, just order a horse and it'll magically poof into existence in your front yard. You can either grab a brand new horse for a bit more money, or adopt a janky old used horse for less cash. Either way, they'll come with their own random traits and 4 skills, which are really more like attributes: temperament, agility, endurance, and jumping. These can be leveled up through practice and training as you'd expect, and the better cared for they are, the quicker they'll improve. As with dogs and cats, there's no directly controlling horses here, so instead you'll do your best to socialize, nurture, and encourage them to level up the way you'd like. Some of it's enjoyable nonsense, like having them pose for photos, but a bunch of horse care is straight up farmyard busy work. So hiring a ranch hand is recommended if you lack the time and have the funds. Though oddly, this is only an NPC job, there's no way to take on a rancher career as I figured you might. Nor is there anything like a farmyard vet or a horse doctor, which seems like it'd be a fun add-on to the existing veterinarian career. Yeah, well, you do at least get quite a bit to do in regards to riding and competition. Again, it's not a job exactly, but more of a side hustle activated at the equestrian center downtown. Still a rabbit hole building. Unfortunately, there's only a black void inside where you have to trust that your Sims are competing against others doing amazing horse stunts that you'll never see. Though you can at least see certain activities if you do them outside of competitions, but yeah. Unseen competition is the meat of horse ownership, and is quite the time consumer, since you'd only compete once per horse per day. It confusingly says no horse on lot if you've already competed that day, but really, it means you have to come back the next day to compete again. Nothing stopping you from just buying more horses and competing with those though, and the better both of your skills are, the higher the chances to win, which in turn increases your horse's monetary value, making them significantly more profitable should you ever decide to sell them. On that note, breeding is also a thing, accomplished by bringing together a mare and a stallion and encouraging a little horseplay. As long as their relationship level is high enough, it won't be long before a foal flops out. And good grief, those custom paint job genetics are strong, so breed wisely. Although foals come with their own unique traits that are only available through breeding, which means higher values, so you can keep that money train rolling no matter what they look like. Miniature goats and sheep also exist now, with quite the rainbow of pre-selected colors and patterns to choose from. They function sort of like a mashup of chickens and rabbits from cottage living, except that sheep can be sheared and goats milked for money or resources, while also helping weed the garden by grazing. And they come with some bizarre quirks, like how they're treated as objects, so they can be resized by pressing the brackets keys to make them extra tiny, full-sized, or absurdly huge and ridiculous. They're acquired like objects too, being ordered the same way as books or groceries or whatever, so you can order up to 99 of each type at once, and as far as I can tell, there's no strict limit, so your sim can walk around with hundreds of goats in their pants and no one will be the wiser. Until you decide to place them into the world, that is, where they begin wandering around doing their own thing. Downright game-breaking in the truest sense of the term. Again, there's no explicitly set limit here. It just lets you continue placing goats and sheep into the world until the simulation breaks. After a while, the game's routines and AI simply stop working, with every sim freezing in place and refusing to do any new actions even after using a debug cheat to reset them. They can walk, but that's it. Nothing else works anymore, and my save game was ruined. So, yeah, load up on goats and sheep at your own risk. It may bring about the end of all free will. Lastly, there are a few activities and destinations worth mentioning. Nectar making is of course a big one, acting as one heck of a lucrative hobby. Nectar being the teen-rated version of alcohol, more or less, and Sims skilled in its creation can mush down fine ingredients and feed juice into bottled concoctions ready for aging. And the longer they age, the finer the quality, to the point of seriously high prices per bottle. It's darn satisfying to fill up a huge wine rack of top-notch spirits, but it's even more satisfying to pay for all your kids' college educations, doing little more than smashing berries barefoot. There's also the general store rabbit hole that lets you buy all kinds of useful supplies and ingredients, as well as sell off some of that homebrew hooch for an even heftier profit. And the Animal Day and Ranch Gathering events, functioning as a sort of petting zoo and backyard cookout, respectively. Along with cowpoke dancing, where Sims can trot along in time to the music on the new dance floors available in buy mode. Yeah, buy mode in general is full of Western-themed goodies like new campfires, barrels, grills, bear grills, wait, what? Bear grills. Basically, it's a bunch of wooden everything as far as the eye can see. Not bad. Though I've gotta mention this TV stand and hutch furniture because the copy-pasting is about the most egregious I've observed. Like, I'm not going crazy, right? That's literally the same item twice. It's almost impressively lazy. And, of course, there are 7 new chairs on offer here, plus 2 new stools. Not counting the horse stool. You probably don't want to sit on that. And thank you very much for watching.